Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my favorites and fails from August and September. I normally do this once a month at the end/beginning of the month, but at the beginning of September, I didn't have time and things kept happening, and then it was like nearing the mid-end September, so I was like, I'll just do August and September together at the start of October, and then the start of October got busy. So it is now October 10th, but better late than never. So this is something I do on my channel every month. Especially since some of my videos are first impressions, some of them are full-on reviews, I want to come back at the end after I've used things more off camera and give you more thoughts and let you know if the first impression was correct or anything's changed. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, which you will definitely see some here today. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. So if you're curious about my makeup look, this video should go up tomorrow, and then this video right now will go up the day after. And I filmed a 2 looks video with the new Fenty Cosmetics Bard palette. Really like this, but if you want to know further thoughts and see how they perform, I will have that video in the cards. And then the rest of my makeup will all be in the description box like normal. And then some of the products I'm mentioning will be in that. So I actually have some skincare and hair care stuff in here, which I don't normally have because I don't try a lot of new skincare items or hair care. Once I find something good for my hair, I generally stick with it. But I'm gonna do those first, and then I'm gonna work into makeup, and then I'll do eyeshadow palettes at the end. So I'll do hair care first. So for hair care, I wanna mention a few products I have been using a lot since I got them. And they are both from JVN, Jonathan Van Ness's brand. You can buy this from their website or from Sephora. This is actually my second tube of this one because I've been using this for a few months now. This is their air dry cream, and this is their new blowout styling milk. So this is my go-to styler. It's what's in my hair today. I can use it to air dry my hair and have the curls look nice. I can also use it as a styling, like I let that dry or I blew it dry, and then with a diffuser, and then put a little bit in to add a little bit of texture and hold. So it like helps my curls look nicer without making them look crusty or firm like a gel would or some mousses will. So I really love this. My husband's even used it. He really likes it. Really, really recommend this, especially if you have curly or wavy hair. And then for the blowout styling milk, I got this a few weeks ago and we both use it. He uses it every day and we've made a decent dent in it, and this is amazing. My best friend also, I got a couple sample sizes and gave them to her. She loves them. This is great. I also got a sample or a trial size of the new, it's like a instant recovery product. It comes in like a big jar that they say you can use to just add some hydration to your hair, or if you have curly hair, use it before you blow it dry. I've used that by itself. I've used this before I blow dry my hair. I've used a combination of both. Most days I use a combo of both before I use a diffuser, and then my husband uses this every day before he blow dries his hair. He has straight hair. This is great. My best friend just tried it, and it really just protects against your hair and helps it keep its style. So I put a little bit in, run it through my curls, use a diffuser, and my curls dry really nicely, really quickly. Like my hair dries way faster when I use this, and it's got a heat protectant in it. So really, really recommend this for all hair types. And then for skincare, I've got a couple products. 2 of them I bought myself and 2 of them I got in PR. So the first thing I'll mention are the things from Kosas. So Kosas sent these to me in PR. This is the Kosas Glow Potion, and this they sent to me in August, and I've been using it since then. And this is the Kosas Plump and Juicy Vegan Collagen Spray-On Serum, and I've been using this all of September and now October. These are amazing. So this is the Glow Potion. So this is for your eyelashes and your eyebrows. I don't need to grow my eyebrows anymore. I already have to trim them every couple days anyway. But I have been using this on my lashes, and I've been using it pretty sporadically, like I didn't take it on our trip for my birthday, and some nights I'm too sleepy and I forget to put it on. And even still, I already see my lashes being longer and fuller and just, they look better. So really happy with this, and it would probably even better if I used it every night. But even, you know, skipping a night here and there, I'm still seeing results, and I saw results pretty quickly. So really happy about this. And then this is amazing. So this is only on their website right now. Retails for $48. As soon as this is done, I'm gonna buy a backup. I should have bought it back when they were just having a sale. This is great. So this says it is a total skin reset with firming vegan collagen, lifting and plumping peptides, microbiome balancing probiotics, and soothing flower extracts. So this definitely has a plumping effect. My skin looks really hydrated, really plumped. That like collagen peptide serum effect. I've used other serums that do the same kind of thing. This does it, I think, even better than some of the other options I've used before. It's nice because I can just spray it on, and my skin just looks really great with it. We both use it every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and I still have like that much of it, and I've been using it, you know, for a month. So that makes me really happy. Some days I wake up and I just feel really tired, so I immediately spray a little on my face and then later incorporate it when I do my skincare and shower. But I love this, and it just feels refreshing, but also just gives my skin that plump, healthy, hydrated glow. And I definitely see a hydration, like a plumping effect from the collagen. So really, really love this, and I am very thankful Kosas sent this to me. And then for the last part of skincare, I have two products from Rephr. So this is the Rephr Light Hydration Cream version 2. I loved their first moisturizer, and I really, really love this. I like it even more than the first one. I went through 4 or 5 bottles of the first one, and I already want to buy a couple backups of this so I don't run out, because I had a few backups of the first one and then they stopped selling it, and this one wasn't out yet. So there was a little while where I was trying to figure out what to do moisturizer-wise, because this is the only one I really like anymore. It's a gel-like consistency, which is my preference. I don't like a creamy, I can do a night cream, but during the day I want a gel because makeup sits better on it. Also, it just sits better, it like soaks into my skin better. When I use one that's more of a gel or a like lotion consistency, it just feels like it sits on my skin. And I have a lot of textural issues as part of my OCD and anxiety and, you know, other issues. So this works really well for me. This has niacinamide, squalene, meadowfoam seed oil. It just feels really lovely on the skin, and I really like it. I also like that they made the cap bigger in the new one, so it can actually stand up on the cap versus just falling over. So really, really love this. They're also launching a heavier, this is the light hydration cream, so they're launching a heavy hydration cream that'll be better for the winter or as like a night cream, and I can't wait to try that. The other product is their new rebalancing essence. So one thing I like about this is it was like $30 to buy the whole thing, but going forward it'll be cheaper. It'll be like 15 or something, because you just have to buy a refill of this and you have the pump forever. This has glycerin, niacinamide, meadow seed oil, and then a few other ingredients that are supposed to help, and studies show that they help with rebalancing and fixing your skin's moisture barrier. So I really like this. We've already used maybe that much of it. It feels really nice on the skin, and I'm already seeing like my skin just feels like better. One of the things that I have pretty normal skin. I don't have oily skin, I don't have dry skin, and I don't really have an oily T-zone. I have oily eyelids and oily my nose, and I'm already seeing less oil on my nose from using this. That niacinamide stuff is really helping keeping my skin more even and balanced, and I am very happy with it. So just thought I'd mention that in case anybody is in the market for something like that, or making a purchase for brushes, you could throw that in too. Okay, so the last skincare thing that I almost forgot about, skincare / makeup thing, is the Pat McGrath Divine Rose Essence. So I got a sample of this when I bought the newest Mothership 10, and I've used it a handful of times, and I would say it's not really a favorite or a fail. It's just kind of there. It does make my skin look nice and hydrated. I don't think it works more than just putting like a hydrating moisturizer on, I think I like the Rephr essence better than this. This also has a rose scent and that doesn't have a scent at all. And it's fine. But especially since this is a giant bottle and, you know, once you have the pump, it's only like a $15, $20 refill. And this is like $80 for the full size. I'm much happier using the Rephr essence than this. But it is nice, and if you're in the market for something fancy and you want that luxury experience, I think you'll like it. But it does have a rose scent, and it does add like a nice glow, but like it doesn't feel particularly special to me. Okay, so now on to makeup. So I've got a few face products here, some lip products, and then palettes. So for face products, I'm gonna start with some of the older products. One of them would being the Melt Bronzer. So I still really love this. I have the shade Santa Cruz. It's the second shade in. Santa Barbara is the lighter shade and looks like a nice olivey option. I really like the formula, or I really like the color. I adore the formula. The formula is amazing. It is a matte. It is called an ultra matte powder bronzer, but it's very creamy and feels kind of like a cream bronzer. Blends beautifully, looks beautifully. The color is really nice. It kind of looks, especially when I've been in the sun, it mimics that tan I get where like my forehead has like the nice, like a goldenness to it. This really matches that perfectly. Like it blends into this evenly, and then I can add it right here where I don't have as much. I think the Haus Labs is my favorite bronzer currently. Based on color, I just think it works with my skin tone the best and looks the most natural. But I do really like this color and I love the formula. So I really hope that they expand it, because I know some people said that they didn't go dark enough, or that the shade, like the shades were just, and like the light shade was too olivey for like white people. So I'm really hoping that they expand it because the formula is amazing. One of the other things that I tried in August that I really liked, and I still really like, is the Fenty Eaze Droplet Glow Enhancer. So if you're going into this thinking it's going to be a dupe for the Glow Lust from Auric or the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, it is not. Because it has glow in the name and it says Glow Enhancer, everybody immediately thought it would be a dupe for those, although it's not that much cheaper. Kind of like, it came out at the same time as e.l.f. releasing a dupe for it, I think, and Maybelline or something. This is not a dupe for that. It is not a multi, like 3-in-1 product. It has much less pigment than those, which is why there's also less shades. It's much more sheer, much more watery and like serum-like in consistency. But it is really nice for what it is. I really like this as a glow. Like I can use the Glow Lust as basically a glowy tinted moisturizer because it has enough pigment that I can put it all over my face, put a little concealer on and powder and call it a day. This I couldn't do that with, but I can still put it all over my face and it just gives me that like nice hydrated glow that lasts for a long time. And it makes a really nice primer. It makes a really nice, like, mix it in with the foundation or put it on before the foundation to have a really nice glow. I have this on underneath my foundation. I do most days. I use the Milk primers and this a lot. I really like it. It doesn't make the makeup last longer like the Milk one, so that's when I want my makeup to last, I'll do that. But if I just want a little bit of glow mixed in with my base, really like this, or just like a sheer glow all over, really nice. But it doesn't have enough base to it or pigment to it to be a dupe for those, and it's not bright enough to be a highlighter like they can be. So if those were too highlightery for you, like if you have oily skin and those just made you feel too oily and greasy, this is much better, much more subtle, so much better for that kind of consumer. So I also have a couple other things from PR from Kosas. So Kosas sent me their lip liners when they first launched. I got one of them, I think, and a lip gloss. The lip gloss has avocado in it, so I gave it to my best friend, and I'm jealous because it looks beautiful on her lips. looks like a great lip gloss. She loves the formula. So 2 thumbs up for the formula if you can have avocado. But the lip liner was nice, and I talked about it in a video a few months ago. Whereas like they say it's supposed to be plumping and really hydrating. It was fine, but not, you know, amazing. And then they said we accidentally had a bad batch. So they weren't what they're supposed to be. So here's some new ones, and they reached out to people that sent it to PR, and I think they also, I don't know if they had something if you bought it and it was bad, I think they replaced it for you. But they sent me 2 more shades, and I can definitely see the difference. So the first one was like a little thick, like it worked fine. It looked nice as a lip liner. I didn't want to put it all over my lips because it was a little too thick for that. These are definitely creamier, glide much easier, really nice lip liner formula. So if you tried it before and you were like, it's a little weird, there was a weird mix up, and these are much better. I have 2 shades, they're really nice. I'll swatch this on my hand. So you can see this one's like a nice rosy color. The other one I have is a brick shade, which now I need a new one in the better formula. And then you can see this one's like a peachy nude, and you can see how creamy it is. They're just really nice. So the first one I tried, I was like, it's okay, nothing special. These are much nicer. So wanted to make sure I brought that up. So I'm running out of light. Sun's starting to set, so I gotta finish quickly. For brows, I use the Haus Labs brow pencil, the best brow pencil I've tried, although I've mostly only tried drugstore. But it's a great formula, really like it. I didn't use it today. I mostly use it to like fill in little spots like here and right here. But I've been using I think it's Rephr brow gel. This is so nice. I got this because Rupi Minhouse recommended it to me. It's supposed to be like a hybrid between a brow gel and a brow wax, and you can definitely tell that. It's one of the first things that actually holds my brows. I have really thick, long, big, bushy eyebrows, and this actually holds them and doesn't get crusty like some. So if you pull it out, it looks like this. It's kind of nice. You get a lot of product, you need very little. And then it has, pull the other side off, and you've got a brush and a comb. And I really like this. I was hesitant to buy it because it's like 20-something dollars, and most of the brow gels I bought were drugstore and cheap. But I'm really glad I finally bit the bullet and bought this. It's really great, and I think it'll last a long time because you need so little. So 2 complexion things left. The first is the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio. I really like this. I wish this was more of a terracotta shade, but this is like a dusty peach. I think it works really well as a cream blush. It dries down very matte, so if you're one of those people that cream blushes you don't like because they move too easily, this dries down. Highlighter in this, really beautiful, really nice for travel because it's got a creamy highlighter base and a powder highlighter and the blush all in one. I just wish it was a little different color, or if there's like multiple colors, because if you're darker than me, this isn't gonna work. It's just gonna look ashy on you. And I've seen people darker than me try it, and it did look ashy. So I like it. It's not my favorite cream blush or cream highlighter or powder highlighter, but I really like it and I don't regret buying it. But it's not like a run out and get. It's nice, but not amazing, especially if you are my shade or darker in anything. The last non-eyeshadow thing is the Haus Labs foundation, powder, and brush. Really quickly, I have a whole video dedicated to these. My opinions haven't really changed at all. The brush, very nice. It's like 30-something dollars. I don't think it's necessary, but it is a really nice brush. It's soft. I really like the shape, and I like it that I can use it for concealer as well. Makes doing my concealer really fast. Powder. Amazing. It is basically a loose version of the Kosas powder. I set my face with the Kosas powder today instead of this. I switch back and forth, and they really work very similarly. I really love this powder. This is the best loose powder I've ever used. It's so blurring. It's probably it's more blurring than the Kosas powder, but like in that, it's similar to the Kosas in that it reduces shine without taking away the like healthy glow. So it mattifies without being too matte. You can still see your skin looking glowy, but it adds a beautiful blur, mattifies nicely. I just love this. And for the Haus Labs foundation, opinion hasn't changed at all. I love this. It's replaced. I feel sorry for my other base products because I don't know when they're I'm gonna have to force myself to use them. I need a concealer from them. This is amazing. So I'm wearing it today. I used the brush. I've used it with a sponge. It's a nice serum-y consistency, like I said in my video, which is my preference for a foundation. I prefer a watery or serum-like consistency. The Pat McGrath foundation is similar in that runniness. It really looks like a second skin. It just looks like your skin, but better. It's so nice. Every time I wear it, I get compliments on how nice my skin looks by people who either know I'm wearing makeup or don't. They just say my skin looks really nice. It adds like a healthy glow, but like not oily. Lasts all day. I did a wear test in that video, but I've also, in that video, I had already been wearing it for a week. I've worn it, 12, 13 hours, still looks nice. Wore away a little bit here from my mask and stuff, but that was it. And it wore very naturally, so it wasn't like overly noticeable. I've also tried it out recently, quite a few days, where I used it basically like a skin tint. I did like half a pump, used my fingers to really shear it out so you could really still see my skin. And it works like that too. It's a great foundation. I love it. I have a whole video about how to find your shade and the undertones and why people are confused about that. So I'd recommend watching that if you're interested, but really love this. It is the best foundation I've ever used. It's also the best match for my skin tone that I've ever had, and I've seen a few other people say that as well. So if you can figure out what shade you are, it's great. A lot of people just bought willy-nilly and then were like, well, it's not quite right at an undertone, but like, I saw a few people say like the undertone was wrong, and then they were saying that it's too golden or something, but the shade is described as golden, and they just didn't read, like, did you not read the shade description that says it's a golden peach or a golden whatever? Like, it has golden right there in the name. But that's a problem I see a lot. People just don't read. So pause and read. Okay, very loud that I'm down to eyeshadow palettes because it is starting to get dark out and the lighting is probably shifting in the video. I've got a handful of palettes here. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4 are PR, 1, 2, 3 are not PR, which is actually a very unusual mix. Normally it's like maybe a PR palette. So I'm gonna start with the couple that I tried earlier and work my way up to newer ones. So first I will mention the Nomad Cloud Forest palette. This came out in August. Really, really love this. This is an amazing colorful palette. I think they did their best job on the packaging. The fact that the little sloth imprint like sees through, the birds peek through. I just love this. I do have a code with Nomad. It's not affiliated. Some people have affiliated codes. Mine is not. It's just bones. It'll save you 10% on anything from the website. And this is so fun and so pretty. I think I'm gonna use this a lot next summer. We're kind of in that time where I'm really just gravitating towards like taupes and neutrals, but this is so fun. I think the formula is amazing in this. There's no shades in here that didn't show up on me. Like sometimes there's a shade or two that just don't really work on my skin tone. All of these worked. All of the mattes were great. These are some of the best like neon shades I've ever used. They're pigmented, they show up nicely. You don't have to pack over and over and over again. Shimmers in this are beautiful. I just think they just outdid themselves. This was an amazing, amazing palette. And I normally don't keep the boxes for palettes because it just makes it harder to get into them and I just want to get into my palettes quickly. But I did for this because this is just beautiful. Around the same time, I also got the Gourmande Girls Ethereal palette in PR. This is really beautiful. It is an all shimmer palette And I've used this since as well, and I really love this. Beautiful. You've got some really nice summery bright shades that, I mean, I wear them all the time, as you can see here, but I think of summer when I see these like bright blues. But you've got some really nice autumnal shades here, like this ethereal shade is so pretty. Radiance is also really beautiful, but ethereal is that like green, copper, gold kind of shifty shade. Radiance is really interesting. It shifts, like, look at that, it's like a pumpkin. It's like corally orange with this like lime green gold shift. So pretty. Really thankful they sent this to me. Really love this. There's been a couple times I went out to drinks with friends or went to a drag show and I was like, gonna wear this because I really want to be sparkly tonight, and really love this. Okay, so the next palette that I tried in the last couple months was the Melt Morte when they brought this back. Sadly, it's already sold out, so hopefully if you wanted it, you got it. I've used this since filming and I really love it. I think the shimmers are okay. This one's nice, it's just a plain, you know, kind of pale gold. This one's really beautiful, but it got hard pan pretty quickly from swatching it, so I had to kind of dig in. But the tones in this are great. The shades perform beautifully. I love Melt's matte formula, and I am so happy to finally have both halves of this. For anybody that doesn't know, I am Mexican American. I have a calavera on my arm, so having the whole completed skull just really speaks to me, and I just really love it. And if I had a place to display this, because I have everything in a cabinet, then I would be displaying this because it's just beautiful. Okay, so I've got a couple palettes left. This one I did buy. This is the Trixie Cosmetics Girl Talk palette. I have a video up with this. I have a video up with all of these. I really like this. I don't think a lot of people are gravitating towards these colors right now. They're very much in the grungy, fall-y, neutral territory. I think this probably would have sold really well if she would have launched it in the spring or the summer, but I'm not mad about it. I really love it. It's a different mix of mattes and shimmers than normal. Normally she's very heavy on the mattes. This is pretty much half and half. I've used this offhand. It's really beautiful. These are very bright. They show up nicely on my skin tone without a white base. They just look beautiful. This lights out shade is supposed to be basically the same color as that see-through clear purple Game Boy Color from, you know, the early 2000s. And it really is. I just think this is a great palette. The formula is really nice. The mattes are very pigmented and blendable. The shimmers are really creamy. They're not like a super sparkly, super like indie kind of shimmer. They're just a standard shimmer metallic, but they're pretty. And the fact that these like bright neon-y pastels show up on my skin tone without a white base or without trying too hard really makes me happy. I think Trixie did a great job with this. But I did pay for that. I'm not on their PR list. Wish I was, because I love them and I buy most of the products. And so the last few things, so the next one I have is another Gourmande Girls palette. This is the Spooked palette. This was Gourmande Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. This did sell out and they are doing a restock, so I will have that link down below. I think this is great. This is a Halloween palette, but it's not, I think Batty Bean also just released a Halloween palette and I just tried that, so I'm not including it because that's gonna be in my October video. But I think it's pretty easy. Drop the sheet. I think it's pretty easy when you make a Halloween palette for them to be tacky. I've definitely looked at Trend Mood or some of those like Indie Makeup Spotlight or something and seen like, oh, that's a Halloween palette, and that's literally like, you can only use it for Halloween. It's like stereotypical like Halloween colors and the theme's kind of tacky. Like, it just doesn't look great. It looks cheap. This, they managed to really elevate. So it's got some really nice autumnal neutrals and then some of those like purple, bright orange kind of Halloween-y colors. So you can really use this for whatever you want. The shimmers in this are beautiful. This Trick shade is one of my new favorite shimmers. It's one of those like, when I'm looking, I see kind of an antique gold, greeny gold, and then I turn it this way and I see like a bronzy copper. This pumpkin shade, really beautiful. kind of similar to the one in Ethereal, but not exactly the same. That one's a little more pink and this one's more orange. The mattes in this work beautifully, even the dark purple and this like blood red kind of color. I just think they did a really great job on this, and I think it got all the hype it deserves, if not enough. I think this is a great palette, so I was really happy to see how hyped up this was, because this is great. And Christina, the owner of Gourmande Girls, is a friend and really nice, and just really happy for them. Okay, so last two palettes. We've got the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. I really love this. I don't think there's a single dud in it. I think it's a really nice mix of kind of cooler tones and warmer tones. The multi-chrome in this is not as sparkly and intense as an indie one might be, but it is really beautiful. A little more work appropriate wearable version, especially if that's something that concerns you. I think if you have a lot of Natasha Denona, you don't necessarily need this. If you don't have a lot of Natasha Denona, I think this is worth trying, because it's a nice mix of her formulas, warm and cool tones. It's kind of like a best of, and I just really love it. This Serenity shade is a really nice one and done kind of taupey shade that I've worn quite a bit. The other shades in here just all work really nicely. You've got a couple really sparkly ones, you've got some more satin ones, you've got the cream to powder. I just think this is a really nice palette, and up there in my ranking of Natasha Denona palettes now, and definitely a really nice fall winter palette. And last but not least is maybe my favorite new palette that I have, and my favorite fall palette of all time now, and that is the Nomad Hudson Valley. So one, this makes me nostalgic. I lived in the Northeast for about 10 years, most of my adult life. I'm back in Seattle now, but most of my 20s and the beginning of my 30s were spent in Connecticut and New York. I love this. I think that Felicia Dow did herself on the packaging. I think it just looks beautiful. And the color story is so nice. It's elevated neutrals. It's also like every fall color I could ever want. I've worn this quite a bit, especially the neutral tones. So you've got like warm neutrals here. So you've got like a yellow, kind of a warm brown, a darker brown. You've got an orange, a red, and like a deep wine color. And then you've got these green tones. So you've got like an olivey tone, an olive brown, kind of a sage color, and then you've got these cool tone neutrals over here. So you really have all of the colors of autumn, and it's not, autumn palettes tend to be just like that, but this has maybe a green like that one, but this has like all of the colors. Like it has the earth, the lichen and moss, the sage from Thanksgiving, like it has everything. The mattes in this, amazing. I think they just keep getting better and better. Shimmers in this are really beautiful, and I think it's really matte heavy, but the shimmers just work perfectly. And I'm really happy with this. I think they really, really did a great job on this, and it might be my new favorite Nomad. I say that a lot. Every time I'm like, ooh, is this my new favorite? But this, I think, for sure, is my new favorite. And like I said, I have a discount code. Bones saves you 10%. I don't earn any kickback from that for now. I don't know if that'll ever change. If it does, I'll tell you. But my high praise have nothing to do with my relationship with the brand and really just the palette itself. So that's everything. That's my, I would say, I call this faves and fails, but there's not very many fails very often because I'm very picky about what I buy. So it's like, meh to great. But I don't mind that. I'm happy to not have fails, because fail means I kind of wasted my money and I want to love everything I buy. So that is my little roundup for the month of September plus August. I will be back at the end of October, beginning of November for another one of these. And let me know if you've tried any of these, what your thoughts are on them. I'd love to hear back from people in the comments and talk to people. So let me know your opinions. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.